I posted a video about some of my concerns at Paoli Health and Living a couple of months ago. I was concerned about the food and just the overall quality of care at the facility. The feedback that I received from the video echoed some of my own concerns, while other people praised it as the most wonderful place on earth. However, the things that I have seen continue since that time have prompted me once again to speak out, because I feel the community and the people who have family and residents there need to know what's going on, and some of the things that I find are unacceptable. Now, before I start this, just let me say that the last video I posted, someone approached my mother and asked her to ask me to remove it from Facebook. After much debate, I complied with my mother's wishes. But let me say, going into this, if you have an issue with this video, don't approach my parents, because they have nothing to do with it. This is all me. These are things that I have witnessed, things I have seen, things that I am upset about. So it's got nothing to do with them. So do not approach them. That's coercion. That's abuse. So leave them out of it. This is all on me. You got a problem, you talk to me. When your parents go into a facility like this, you expect a certain level of care. Residents pay approximately $6,000 a month for room and board at Paoli Health and Living. If they have assets that the Cardon Associates, who owns Paoli Health and Living, if they have assets that they can't take, then they are charged a liability. So they pay money on top of that to stay there. Essentially, nursing homes take everything that the resident has in exchange for room and board. But judging from what I've seen, it is not a fair exchange at all. What would you expect for $6,000 a month? Good food, fresh water at your disposal, a staff that's happy to accommodate your wishes, an on-site manager who consistently works to try to make things better. Let me share with you just a few of the issues that I have witnessed at Paoli Health and Living, and you decide if this is some place that you would want to stay. Residents select their menu each week. They go through and they pick out the things they would like to eat. This has been an ongoing issue for at least a year. My parents will go through and select what they want for their meals, and what shows up on the tray is something totally different, or not at all. The items that are listed on the little meal ticket that come, some of the things aren't even there. They just bring it in, set it down, there you go. Nothing's changed. I've addressed this with the executive director. Nothing has changed. Residents are not allowed to have hot dogs because they're afraid they'll choke on them. However, they will serve them carrots whole and in soup that are the size of any hot dog, and they're so hard you can't cut them. But then they worry about residents having hot dogs. Their vegetable soup consists of large chunks of beef that you cannot cut with a spoon because they're so tough, huge chunks of carrots that you can choke on, a bunch of green beans, a lot of water, maybe a half a potato, if there is a potato in there at all. It's not vegetable soup. It's disgusting. Residents are supposed to receive fresh water several times a day. This is the second time that I have witnessed this. My parents got ice water at 2 p.m. the previous day, did not receive fresh ice water again until the following day. The last time I was there, they had gotten fresh ice water at 6 a.m. the morning before. They did not get fresh ice water until 6 p.m. the following day. I'm pretty sure that the animals out at the Humane Society get fresh water multiple times a day, but not at Paoli Health and Living. And their excuse is, oh, we're short-handed. We don't have enough staff to do that. Well, when you're short-handed, somebody's got to pick up the slack. Somebody has to take on a little bit extra responsibility. That's what you do when you're short-handed. But evidently that's not happening here. The facility is supposed to be a non-smoking facility. Residents are not allowed to smoke. However, the staff will go out and vape or smoke in the parking lot. That's not fair. If it's a non-smoking facility, then it's non-smoking for everybody. Some residents tend to wander. Paoli Health and Living doesn't have a separate wing to house these people. And residents complain all the time about people coming in their rooms at all hours of the night, trying to get in bed with them, trying to use their bathrooms, just different things like that. And the response from the administration is, well, there's nothing we can do about that. My mother's wheelchair has a wheel brake that's it's tough. You can't move it with one hand. It took me both hands to engage it the other day. I was trying to get it to work for her. She asked therapy if they could spray some WD-40 on it to kind of loosen it up for her, and she was told no, they can't do that because she's not in therapy, so that's not their job. Seems to me that's a safety issue because my mother gets herself in and out of bed, so the morning or the night when she goes to get out of the wheelchair and the brake doesn't set correctly and it moves and she falls, what's going to happen then? Whose fault is it then? Call lights are not answered in a timely manner. My mother has gotten into the habit of turning her call light on so that somebody will come and see what she needs so she can direct them down the hall to check on the resident who's been hollering for help for the past hour. This is a continuous thing. My father knocked over his water cup the other night, spilled everything off his tray, and when they finally answered the call light, my mother asked the CNA who came in, well, can you get him a drink? He knocked his water off. So the CNA picks up the cup off the floor, the dirty cup off the floor, gives it to my dad, and gives him a drink. Instead of going and getting fresh water, cleaning the cup off, no. He drinks it straight from the dirty cup. That's unacceptable. I could go on. There are so many things. But I feel like the instances here paint a totally different picture than what Cardon Associates paint in their video, which talks about Paoli Health and Living and how wonderful it is to stay here and how well your loved ones will be taken care of. With any job, I have seen employees who genuinely care about the residents, and I have seen employees who are there simply to get a paycheck. I work in a residential care setting. I've seen it from both sides. However, I cannot wrap my mind around the fact that people who are in a position to make a positive difference in the lives of these residents aren't doing so. We had a meeting with a staff meeting, and we were told that we don't work for the people in the offices. We work for the residents. They are our employers. They have meetings with the residents and the administration at Paoli Health and Living, and the residents will have a list of things that they want changed or things they want to see done, and nothing ever comes of it. There's always some excuse why it can't happen. I mean, this is these people's homes. There are things they want, there are things they need, and those things should be addressed, but it's not happening. So you can take what I have presented here and for your consideration and make your own decision about it. But I do not feel like the best interest of the residents at Paoli Health and Living is being served at all. I think there are lots of things that need to be addressed, and I feel like the only way that's going to happen is if people are made aware of what's going on and that it's look behind the facade of what they tell you is going on and see for yourself what's really happening. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So thanks for listening.